They are full of promise, seeking to maximize their potential. The National Water Commission is the place where they come to learn, to grow. They are the interns, and this is the NWC's internship program, releasing untapped potential. 2019 was the year of the realization of a vision. The 2-year graduate internship program was conceptualized. The plan was to plant the seed of opportunity, water and nurture that opportunity with exposure to the operations and systems of the NWC, so that eventually there will be the fruits of success. The program is more than just about bringing smiles and opportunities to budding young professionals.
The National Water Commission partners with several academic institutions to facilitate this 2-year graduate internship. It is noteworthy to mention that 5 of the 10 engineering interns from Cohort 1 have been absorbed across the business in various engineering positions.
The engineering trainees are graduates in the disciplines of civil, mechanical, electrical, chemical, and industrial systems engineering.
You watch them come in, they're shy, they're everything, blank slates. And the greatest thing is to watch them grow.
8 of the 10 interns are from the field of engineering. The other 2 studied ICT. The ICT interns are looking forward to enhancing technological innovation at the NWC.
It would mean taking on more data security protection measures. So we would have to evolve the current technologies that we have them fit to modern standards as well, to reduce these privacy concerns that everybody in the public has.
Don't just focus on one aspect of IT. There's so much things more than just what you are good at. Be open-minded and well-rounded, because you'll be amazed at what other skills that you possess. Because in the university arena, we may just think of passing this course and all of that, but when you step into the working world now and you explore different aspects, realize you're capable at this, you're capable at that.
Now, how is this for irony? There is a vice president who had joined the NWC as a junior engineer. In his time, the term internship wasn't used, but he had for the most part performed internship duties. Today, members of his associated staff supervise some of the interns. That person is Garth Jackson, Vice President of Engineering and Capital Projects.
I came here as a junior engineer, and I have been able to rise to the level of chief engineer, or what is equivalent to the chief engineer. And the person who recruited me was then the chief engineer. So I must give thanks and say that I've been blessed to be able to have been able to do what I have done. And as I said, with this being related to the internship program, it really makes a significance for me to see what's happening here.
There is a bigger picture regarding the program, the national picture, and the future of the NWC.
What is most important for me also, though, is that we have been able to make the link between the academia, between the universities, and the industry, the water and wastewater industry. Quite often the complaint you get is that the graduates or the university students find it difficult to get jobs because they just don't have the experience, or persons are not willing to employ them because they have the experience. So we've continued our program. The National Water Commission has continued their program, by which they have collaborated with academia, us in industry, they in academia, in order to raise the level of the engineering profession. And we believe that the only way that the NWC is going to continue to maintain itself as a #1, as a premier water supply and wastewater player in the industry locally, is if we have the renewal of staff, renewal of expertise, and the professional development of the cadre of persons who are employed here.
Mr. Rajay Lawrence is one of those success stories. He studied mechanical engineering at the University of Technology, UTech.
Growing up, I grew up with my mom, and I realized a pattern. Every time she got paid, by 2 days, 3 days time, she always complaining she doesn't have any money, So I'm saying, oh my God, I don't want this to reach me. So I said, fine, I'm gonna go the education way, and while doing education, I'm gonna find a way to market myself and become a brand, and here I am.
And while he is here, he has been doing quite a lot.
Well, in the maintenance department, I do a lot of stuff. So I spec pumps. So like we go to a facility, I spec a pump. write the specification report, and we send it out to bidders, and when it comes in, I do the evaluation report. I also look at generators, wastewater pumps, potable pumps, compressors, air blowers, every little thing.
For the interns, the program is exceptionally valuable. The job experience is priceless.
The importance of the internship program to me is really about applying and gaining your beginning steps of independence. So while it is not the most immediate lucrative field that people would like to see out of university, because I imagine, and as well for me, wanting to come out and make big money immediately, but I come here, I find myself, I find even more things that I like within the field, and I get to apply it while also gaining independence. I think that's a very important program to have and everybody should experience.
Biggest lesson I would say is to don't be afraid to ask questions. Everyone is willing to help because they want us to actually achieve and reach somewhere. And to also provide our expertise in the company and help to be innovative.
My boss, he makes me remember that I'm a civil engineer, so he brings out that discipline same way out of me. So I'm well rounded in that capacity. So I believe that I've learned way more in engineering at NWC as an engineer than probably my last times at UE.
Very important to have hands-on experience at the NWC because, you know, it gives you that appreciation of how the equipment operates.
There are those who have excelled beyond leaps and bounds to be absorbed into the company after completion of the internship program. One such person is Mr. Horace Hewitt. He made the journey from intern to senior technical procurement officer.
The moment I came into NWC, as an intern, I wanted to get my foot in as a permanent staff. So any opportunity that I saw, you know, relating to any positions that were up for grabs, I would just apply for the position. So I saw, you know, the senior technical procurement position, and I went after it. And I mean, the transition was pretty smooth. I believe that NWC, you know, invested in me. You know, first of all, handpicking an individual like me, you know, after going through several interviews, I saw it as an investment, and seeing that NWC has invested in me, I just thought it was the wise thing to do, just to stay around.
If you are at a tertiary institution and get the opportunity to be a part of the internship program, listen to this advice.
The working world is not about what you've actually learned at university, but it's coming into, you know, the working space, applying yourself, showing a certain level of humility, knowing that it's not just about the degree, but it's about learning from persons within your working environment and showing some level of humility and being teachable.
Another individual that has made a transition is Mr. Hanif Morrison. He is now a project engineer in the K-Factor department in Kingston and St. Andrew. This civil engineer had a dream. The NWC is the place where it has been realized.
When I found civil engineering, I realized that it's something that fits my personality because I was doing my own construction from the age of 7, you know, while our house was being built. And especially, I saw myself daydreaming at times how I could even pump water to our house.
Miss Morris actually joined the NWC as a hard trainee and worked in various sections. She was encouraged to follow her passion.
Initially, I wanted to do meteorology, but I was advised by the chief meteorologist in Jamaica that it would in the human resource department. Then I transitioned to the lab. I also worked in the maintenance department, and now I'm in Kingston working in the hydrogeology department. Most important lesson, to be versatile, be willing to learn, be willing to be a team player, and always trying to find new ways to develop yourself personally.
There has also been placement in the Special Projects Unit.
I'm in the Special Projects Unit, so I mostly work on the bigger projects like Spanish Town Road. It was a great experience. You just have to learn to adapt and learn how to manage everyone's personality.
There were also placements in the wastewater department.
When it comes to untreated sewage being released into the environment, People tend to focus more on the odor and it's unsightly and stuff like that. But they don't understand that releasing untreated sewage into our waters affects our fish population, it affects our coral reefs. It affects like overgrowth of algae and stuff like that, which in turn is going to affect the amount of dissolved oxygen in our waters. That impacts humans because we get food from our water.
It's a very important part, I would say, because without that part of the department, we wouldn't be able to get rid of our waste.
It's an indication of the importance of the various aspects of the NWC. The internship program is a great indicator that the company values investment in human capital.
For me, it has been a learning curve in the sense where I had to pivot because I'm a chemical engineer, but now I'm working as a project engineer doing project management, right? So it's like a totally two different line of work. However, personally, I have always been interested in project management. So I think the transition for me was very welcoming. Also, when I started, NWC had paid for me to get my certification in project management. Currently, I am working on doing my project management professional exam.
The NWC is an organization that requires its workers to be flexible and open-minded. The interns appreciate and welcome this.
This has been such a great experience because I have not just learned basically things in the chemical engineering field, but I've learned things in the civil, in the mechanical engineering field, just to name a few.
Being a civil engineer, you know, I've worked on site before, so I've gotten that experience in the construction industry, but now working at the NWC, I'm getting more exposure to mechanical engineering and some amount of electrical engineering where pumps are concerned.
Now, although these are interns, they are required to measure up and surpass where possible the high threshold of excellence in the delivery of quality work. Ms. Janique Thompson works in the Divisional Engineering Unit in Montego Bay, St. James, and highlights the keen attention to detail that is necessary to execute projects.
One of the biggest misconceptions that persons might have is just that you might just show up on site, you come, you look, and you're gone. But there's a lot of background work. It involves, from the inception of the project, it involves planning, budgeting, doing contracts, supervising the projects, and costing, just controlling all of those factors, supervising all of those factors.
Ms. Janelle Crawford also knows the importance of delivering quality work given the nature of her assignment. She is a junior civil engineer.
That job entails me actually assessing different projects and trying to understand a particular water system and then creating a hydraulic model. So for example, if we have a particular area where they need to understand the supply of water in that area for a new development, what I would do is I would work with the senior engineers, we'd assess the situation, we'd collect data, and then we would do site visits, collect that information, and then put it in a hydraulic model to size the various pipes, to identify the pipe route, to size the pumps, so that all that design information can be compiled and placed in a report, and then it's sent off to the implementation stage of the engineering department.
Much has been accomplished, but they are not resting on their achievements. They are looking ahead to achieving even more goals.
5 more years from now, I see myself as a big project manager in, creating stuff from scratch, building it from ground up. NWC can help me that way in terms of, understanding the bidding process, how to go about contacting entities to get it done, NWC also gave me that insight on how to size stuff properly to ensure that the plant is operating efficiently.
They are grateful that the NWC provides a holistic work environment that stresses the company's core values of innovation, integrity, customer centricity, professionalism, teamwork, respect, and accountability.
So far, the biggest lesson I've learned so far is teamwork. It's one of the most important things because so many persons from different disciplines are working together to achieve that one goal which is set, which is essentially working with NWC is to get water to customers and essentially developing the pipeline network to ensure that water is evenly or distributed to every customer.
Working at the NWC is highly valued. The sense of national pride runs deep.
Well, it's one of the greatest places to work. It's NWC, it's National Water Commission. Working here, your life has a purpose. You're giving back to the public, and that's one of the greatest things you could ever achieve in life. So it's the greatest place to be.
They have accepted that the demands of the valued customers are essential to the core of the company's operations. Jamaicans are being encouraged to remember that there is real meaning in the slogan, serving you in so many ways.
I would love people to know that NWC is a very great organization and everybody that works here tries very hard to do the best for the people of Jamaica. I do believe a lot of people don't appreciate what NWC does and they receive criticism for things that they didn't even do just because you can see the people in NWC clothing and they're all over the place. So if you see any road works going on or if you see any construction works going on, just because you always see an NWC person on the road, you always want to blame them. But really and truly, a lot of the time you see them on the roads, you see them doing things, it's because they're really efficient. So if there is a leak somewhere, you're going to see them responding to the leak within a few minutes or within a few hours because of how efficient they are. And at the end of the day, everybody tries to do the best that they can to supply water to whatever industry that needs water or treating of wastewater. And we can see that without water, no organization would work sufficiently. So if NWC wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, then really most job operations couldn't take place.
The interns are bright, young, energetic, determined, dancing to the music of their own drum.
We are proud to be a part of the NWC's internship program.
It's an indication that there is hope for the future thanks to the NWC's internship program, releasing untapped potential.